Hey there, it's Micah. In this video, I'm going to show you how to make a one-click upsell using Memberium. So it's actually going to be just kind of a single shortcode here, and then we'll use an action set inside of Infusionsoft. So here I'm inside of WordPress. I'll go ahead and add a page. You could also put this in a widget, but we'll just kind of test it here. I'm also opening up Memberium.com because if I go to the documentation page here, I can go down and I can find the shortcode that we're looking for. So here on my pages, I'll add a new page in WordPress, and that's coming up in a second. Over here on Memberium.com under documentation under shortcodes, the one that I'm looking for over here is going to be called action set. And I believe it is an Infusionsoft shortcode, and if I come down here, it's the Memb action set button. And so I want to come down and I want to grab this. Now, you can style it up. You can add, thanks pages and redirects and all sorts of things, but all I'm really trying to do right now is go ahead and copy this, put it on my page. I'll say test, one-click upsell. And what I need to do is I need to get an action set ID from Infusionsoft. So the click me is going to be the actual text of the button. Yes, upgrade my order now, whatever it is. And obviously you can have text around this button to support, why it is they're going to click this. But in Infusionsoft, if I go into the big Infusion under CRM to settings, then I can go down here to action sets. And in here, I'll just go ahead and add a new one. And we'll call it Test Memberium One-Click Upsell. And I always go ahead and copy the name of the action set. This is just kind of a self-documenting thing because these don't list anywhere else. And I'll create a new tag and put it in the actions category of the same name as the action set, right? So I'll go ahead and save that. I do want to, when they do this one-click upsell, I want to send an HTTP post to another server. Which is going to update their tags, but I want to do it after I've tagged them with the new membership level. So let's say that by clicking this upsell, they ended up getting a new membership level, and I'll go find it. Let's say they got the Ultra membership level here. So this could be any tag. Just substitute whichever tag it is that they should get after they click the one-click upsell button. So what we're doing here is we're saying, okay, apply a tag that says the action ring, apply a tag that tells them what new membership level they get when they do this. Also, we want to send an HTTP post to another server, which will have Infusionsoft update off of this, and we're going to create a new order. So when I send the HTTP post, what I need here is I need basically my site name. So right here it goes all the way through Ashley01, and that comes into right here. So I need the site name, and then I'm going to say and operation equals update dash contact and auth key equals. So this is for each site you're actually going to need to set this, and if you don't know where that is, it's actually under the I2SDK settings, and so we're giving you a way to authenticate to make sure that other people aren't posting. So in this test case it's just FOO, and I'll go ahead and type that in. So I'm basically saying, Infusionsoft, please post to the membership site to update the contact. Here's your authorization key so that it matches up and you know that, I'm authorized to update this contact. And the final thing here, really when they click this, we want to give them an order, right? So at the bottom of your action set, there's one called create an order, and this is kind of its own little world. The first thing I like to do is save this action set, and then I'll add the product, whatever it might be. So if it was a subscription product, doesn't matter. I think there might be no, there's no Ultra, so I'll just go to Gold. So here's they might be upgrading into my Gold. It really doesn't matter what the product is here. But the couple components to this is you do need a pay plan. If you don't have a pay plan set up yet, the pay plan is in Infusionsoft. It's basically choosing your merchant account. So I'm going to go back to Infusionsoft under the big Infusion to e-commerce setup. And here under e-commerce setup, on the bottom left, there's payment plans. And I'll go ahead and add a new one. These are really pretty simple though. You give it a name, so I could, say test one click if I wanted to. A lot of times the name for me is just maybe the name of the merchant account, because that's really what you're picking here is you're saying if you wanted finance charges, you could do that. In the case of a one-click upsell, it's not as relevant. But down here, it's really all about the merchant account. So, which merchant account are we hooking up to? You can just put whatever it is in your account. You might want to hit yes to override the cart merchant account if it's different, yes on the auto charge, and all this kind of stuff. The basic settings, again, the pay plan is really, well, what merchant account? Because over here in the action set, they're trying to bill an order, and if you have a bunch of merchant accounts, it's really just trying to figure out which one to use. So I won't save this because I've got a ton of them already, but you would save yours, and then you might have to refresh this screen, just meaning hit save and it's not quite set up yet, so I'll go back in and hit edit in order to now, pick up my new one. But I'll just go ahead and select a pay plan. So I've got a product added, I've got a pay plan, the box is checked to auto charge. You can give them a free trial if you need to. Go ahead and hit save. But just so you understand, this is going to create the order, apply the tags, and then post out to Memberium to update the person. What you need to really understand is that this order is not yet billed. This order runs on an action set inside of Infusionsoft, and so it's important to set up your decline handling. Basically, well, what happens if they click the one-click upsell, but ultimately their card doesn't go through, and now they've got this membership level. So your decline handling actually needs to say, okay, if declined, lock that thing down. So that's kind of the full circle, and I'll just point out where that is, but we won't go into it because I know it's covered in other videos. But it's basically under e-commerce. You can go down to actions, and you could, there are these purchase actions, but on this little actions thing, there's also billing automation. And so you could come in here and you could say when an auto charge attempt is made, add a trigger so that, and I think ours was the gold something. I can't even remember. It might have been one of these quick start gold every month maybe. So you'd say, you know what, if it fails for this one and it's the first failure, or you could even do all the failures, it doesn't matter. There's a lot to this, so I don't want to go too much into it. But as it relates to one-click upsell, it's pretty much, hey, if it fails, let's go ahead and give them the payF tag because they don't deserve this membership. They've had a payment failure, haven't yet paid for it. And you could go ahead and hit save, and then you'd add another trigger that says, well, if it's successful, the alternative, if it's successful, remove the payF tag so that they can keep their membership. So hopefully that was helpful. The main thing is really that you've got this shortcode running on this page, and here in the action sets, once I've saved my action set, I can click on the ID column header and it'll bring these up. So I had action set 3196 is the one that I wanted. So I'd plug it in right here, 3196. And the whole idea, once I've published this, is that now if someone goes and tests it in another browser, you always want to test in a different browser, and they will need to be logged in, so I'll have to, get a test user and so forth. In fact, I think I've got, let me see, I think I've got test at, oh, sorry, I got that backwards. I think I've got silver@test.com. Okay, and they may already have all this stuff, but let me try to go back to my one-click upsell page. Basically meaning the person has to be logged in for this to work, but you can see it's going to create a button, and when this is clicked, it's going to go all the way back through Infusion and update a bunch of stuff. I already have the Ultra, which is why I see these Ultra membership resources, so, or at least that test user already has the Ultra, I should say. So to make this a cleaner test, I'll go silver@test.com. I will go in and remove that tag. So it's a little further over here. I'm going to say you do not get this nice Ultra membership. This one on top either. And we'll go ahead and remove that one. So we're saying none of these things have happened. You're just a free or a silver member or whatever. Now let's go ahead and upgrade. So I'll log out as this person to fix their tags. silver@test.com. And this is, by the way, this is the same button. We were just kind of playing with it over there. But you can see now it's trying to sell me Ultra, sales message for Ultra member resources, upgrade, click here, whatever. Once I hit this button, though, it's going to go back to Infusion, come back to WordPress, and we'll give it a second. And so you can see it's already upgraded to Ultra. And so instead of sales message for Ultra, it's just saying, oh, here's the link to our Ultra resources. And there's a page for those resources. So that's how it works. That's how you test it. It is important in this action set. It's very important in this action set that we have set up that we actually run that HTTP post, because that's what's updating the contact immediately, so that when I clicked that, the page refreshed and I already had the Ultra member resources. Hopefully that was helpful on making one-click upsell in Memberium. Please let us know if you have any questions. Thanks.